night celebration of the people, the promise, and the enduring spirit of America. This evening, the 151st Army Band, Echelon Winds, and the Tri-State Community Choir, representing 42 different communities, have come together in one voice. And in a world that often feels divided, we offer something different: music that unites. We hope that what you hear tonight reminds you that unity is still possible, beauty is still real, and hope still has a song to sing. We begin this night with Into the Clouds by Richard Saucedo, a piece that pays tribute to the courage, energy, and resilience that have always propelled this nation forward. We present to you Into the Clouds by Richard Saucedo. In moments of trial and triumph alike, the Star-Spangled Banner stands as a symbol of enduring unity and resolve. Ladies and gentlemen, as tradition and honor invites us, would you please stand for the singing and performing of our national anthem? Please be seated. Whether echoing across distant battlefields or rising from small-town parades, the heartbeat of America moves us forward. It reminds us that true patriotism isn't loud. It's the steady rhythm we all walk together in hope, honor, and unity. Composed by John Philip Sousa in 1889, the Washington Post March has been a national favorite and remains a lasting symbol of American pride. Ladies and gentlemen, the Washington Post March. Our next selection features melodies that help shape America's identity, from the colonial camps and Civil War rallies to the modern anthems of freedom. We invite you now to sit back and enjoy this tribute as the choir sings of those who dare to dream, defend, and define our nation through Douglas Wagner's 10 Songs of America.
Father and I went down to camp along with Captain
Faith has long been the foundation of the American spirit, offering strength in hardship and joy in triumph. Few hymns captured this better than Amazing Grace. Tonight's arrangement brings this timeless message to life in a lively Dixieland style, blending reverence with celebration. Originally arranged with a Canadian brass, this adaptation reminds us that even in our darkest chapters, grace has remained a part of our story. And a quick note, there's going to be some jazz solos tonight. And if you like it, clap. And if you don't like it, just smile politely. It's the Southern way. Ladies and gentlemen, Amazing Grace. The words to America the Beautiful were written by Catherine Bass in 1893 after witnessing the breathtaking vista from the summit of Pikes Peak, Colorado. The music composed by Samuel Ward was later paired with her text to create the version that we know today. This arrangement by Carmen brings new depth and richness to a hymn that has become to symbolize the grace and grandeur of the American landscape and spirit. This land tells a story not just of beauty, but of blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, America the Beautiful. America's promise lives not only in her past, but in her future, in the voices that rise to her call, in the hearts that hold fast to her ideals. Her promise is not perfection, but pursuit. Pursuit of a more perfect union, of truth, of healing, and of being better together. This next song is a pledge of loyalty, courage, and their enduring love for the country we are still becoming. We present to you Roger Emerson's O America. The poem, The New Colossus, was written in 1883 by Emma Lazarus, a Jewish American author and activist, to raise funds for the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty. Though not originally a part of the statue, her lines were later engraved on a bronze plaque and installed in 1903, forever tied to the monument to the ideas of welcome, compassion, and freedom. The most famous lines, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free," have become the defining call to the world's weary and a promise of refuge. Here is Give Me Your Tired, Your Poor by J. Rouse. As we remember those who served and those who made the ultimate sacrifice, we honor not only their courage, but the freedoms they secured for generations to come. The poem In Flanders Field was written in 1915 by Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, a Canadian physician and soldier during World War I. He composed the poem after presiding over the funeral of a fellow soldier who died in the Second Battle of Ypres. The vivid image of poppies blooming in between soldiers' graves struck a chord around the world, and the poem quickly became one of the most iconic reflections on the cost of war and our sacred duty to remember. Its final lines are a solemn charge to the living, to carry the torch of freedom and not break faith with those who died. One of our own, Staff Sergeant James Holmes, who is also the band director at Houston Academy and a member of Covenant, has brought this poem to life in a way that both mourns and honors those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. We present to you In Flanders Field. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask veterans and active duty members of the United States Armed Forces and any members of their family to stand and be recognized as their service song is played. This is our moment to honor you, to thank you, and to say with full voices, your service is not forgotten. Your courage is a part of the very foundation we sing upon tonight. We present to you Armed Forces on Parade. United States Coast Guard. The United States Space Force. United States Air Force. United States Navy. a world shaped by many nations and diverse voices, we may never forget that longing for peace is universal. This Is My Song was written in the wake of World War I at a time when the world was desperate for healing. The final verse was later added by Methodist theologian Georgia Harkness, whose words deepened its message of hope and unity. Tonight's arrangement is not just a plea for our own land, but for every land, that we may not live in fear or pride, but in reverence, hope, and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, Lloyd Larson's This Is My Song.
This
First sung in 1938 as a prayer in a time of uncertainty, God Bless America has become an anchor for our nation. Its words still rising like a steady plea, stand beside her and guide her. Tonight's arrangement, crafted by Staff Sergeant James Holmes, opens and closes with taps, a sacred tribute that reminds us that all blessings come at a cost. This is not simply a performance, but a petition. A prayer in both high places and humble homes, America might be guided not by fear, but by light and grace and a quiet strength to be a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless America. We close our concert tonight, not just with a song, but a declaration that unity is still possible, that compassion can rise above division, that when we meet one another with honesty and grace, we create something stronger than agreement. We create belonging. This hymn is a bold expression of gratitude, strength, and of hope. May it remind us that the greatest of days of this nation are not just memories, but possibilities. Ladies and gentlemen, God of Our Fathers, arranged by Mary MacDonald. Thank you for being with us this evening. On behalf of the 151st Army Band and the Tri-State Community Choir, it has been an honor to share this night of music and reflection with you. Good night.